Las Vegas has long been known as one of the boxing capitals of the world, and now some big names in and out of the ring will make it into a new Hall of Fame. Details when we come back. And believe it or not, 'tis the season. A look at holiday job opportunities when we come back. Don't go away. Nevada has long been known as one of the boxing capitals of the world, but until now, what we've lacked is a Hall of Fame to go with our world-class status. That's all about to change. The Boxing Hall of Fame inducts its first members next week in Las Vegas, with names from both in and out of the ring making the list. And joining me to talk about it from the Nevada Boxing Hall of Fame, Saville Kellner. Did I say your name correctly?
You said it perfectly.
All
Thank you.
So it just seems like such a no-brainer, but why hasn't this happened before? We've been the boxing capital of the world for the last 50 years.
It was a no-brainer. State halls of fame normally aren't the big ones, and the president of our board of fame, Rich Murata, who's a broadcaster out here, he discovered, he couldn't believe it. He thought he was going to get voted into the Nevada Boxing Hall of Fame, and he found there was no Nevada Boxing Hall of Fame, so he started one last summer.
So he can be voted into it?
He cannot be voted into it because unfortunately he's president. So as a matter of fact, Richard Steele's on the board as well, and he can't be voted into it yet.
Okay, so tell us about the people who are being voted into it.
We have in-state boxers and out-of-state boxers. This one's an exciting one. We have the big names are Sugar Ray Leonard, who's going to be there, of course, Mike Tyson, who's going to be there, Julio Cesar Chavez, who's coming all the way from Mexico to be there, and then locally, of course, our local boxers are Mike Tyson, Mike McCallum, known as the Body Snatcher, and the late Diego Corrales. If you remember, he passed away, unfortunately, here in Las Vegas in 2007, so they're all going to be inducted into the Hall of Fame. And then we have promoters. We have Don King, Bob Arum, Kirk Krikorian, all the big names in town that have really contributed to boxing and to help boxing in the state of Nevada.
And so what are your plans? Who helped select these people?
Actually, we have a board of which Richard Steele's part of it and Wayne McCullough, and we have a board, and the board actually votes, and they got together and voted these people in, and this is our first induction dinner. So it's a big class. It's a class of 19.
We're not going to call it annual, don't worry. Inaugural's better.
Inaugural's great.
And so what are you going to do in the subsequent years? You're going to have the same kind of a list?
We will have the same kind of a list, not as big a list. The people that are obviously missing in there right now is Steve Wynn, and I'm sure, confident that he'll get in there soon.
What does Steve Wynn have to do with boxing?
Steve Wynn has promoted so many fights. He really is kind of behind the scenes one of the Mr. Boxings of Nevada. He has really been a great promoter and a great proponent of boxing, which kind of makes sense because after gambling, I guess arguably boxing is the second biggest thing in Nevada.
And what about somebody like Kirk Krikorian? What's his contribution to boxing?
Oh, well, he really started it all with his old MGM group. He really encouraged boxers to come here and promoters to come here and fight. And so he's done a great job. We're having 17 of the 19 inductees to be with us. Unfortunately, Mr. Krikorian's not going to be with us. He just can't be with us. But 17 of 19, it's going to be a wonderful event on August 10th.
And you're using some of these proceeds to help?
We're using, absolutely, a UNLV boxing program, boys and girls clubs with boxing programs. I think the first one we gave money to is the Truckee Meadows one up in Reno, University of Nevada, Reno, boxing program, and then boxers that are in need, retired boxers and retired officials that are in need, and there are plenty of them. So it is for a great cause.
All right, and that's next Saturday?
That's next Saturday, August 10th, starting at 6 p.m. at the Monte Carlo. We've got a few tickets left. We're 95% sold out.
All right, well, congratulations.
Thank
and we
you.
look forward to next year's event as well.
Thank you, and thank you for having me.
All right.